Previously on Katawa Shoujo.
Come on, Hisao. We better go see the nurse.
Then it happens. As she turns to begin walking, she gives out a tiny yelp and stumbles forward. Emmy! No, what's going on? What's wrong? No, Emmy, don't, please, no. Incident. Emmy? What's wrong? There's a pause on the other side of the line, during which I can hear Emmy trying to control her breathing in order to calm down. There's something's got her terribly agitated, and it's starting to agitate me. Can you stop by, like now? Or shortly after now? I really need to talk to you. There's a tone of pleading in the last sentence that I don't think I've ever heard from her. Of course, I'll be right there. What's up, people? We are back with more of Katawa Shoujo. The $1 million question for this video is, why did Emmy call us, and is everything okay with her? Like, I care more about this than a freaking Powerball, even though at this point it's probably already over. The lottery is probably already won, the jackpot fell, but whatever. I care much more about this and Emmy, so what the hell is going on? Perhaps at some point, I would have stopped to think about the time, or how suspicious it looks for a guy to enter the girls' dorm at this hour. Except right now, I'm just concerned with getting to Emmy and finding out what's wrong and how I can help her. I knock on the door and am greeted with a subdued, "Come in." Something is very wrong as I stare at the scene before me. Emmy is there, yes, but she's in a wheelchair, oh no. And her legs are missing. I glance around the room and I see them sitting in a corner, looking like they've been thrown there. Oh my god, my sweet Emmy. Emmy responds to my entrance with a lopsided grin that is both pleased to see me and completely, utterly heartbroken. No. Hi, Hisao. It looks like she's been crying. But if she was, she stopped now. I notice that I'm a little out of breath, having taken the stairs 2 at a time in order to get here. My heart doesn't seem to mind the strain though. I file this happy fact away for later consideration, like when I'm not staring somewhat dumbstruck at my girlfriend in a wheelchair. Realizing I've still not responded to her greeting, my brain lurches into gear. Emmy? What happened? Guess I should have listened to you, Hisao. My leg's got a nasty infection. I'm not allowed to run on it for at least a couple of weeks. Oh my god, I feel so bad for her. She gives a bitter laugh that shouldn't be coming from her. I can't even walk on it. I could have used a crutch and kept on one of my legs, but I didn't see the point. Why hop? You can't run on one leg. Aww. At least this way, I can still, I don't know, roll fast or something. Yeah, that's good, right? Always look on the bright side, I guess. My awkward attempt to look on the bright side seems appreciated, but not really effective. Emmy shrugs again. It's just kind of a nuisance. I mean, we can't even eat up on the roof now. No wheelchair access. Yeah, but that's not a big deal, right? I mean, we can still eat together, and that's the important thing. That lopsided grin, again, it hurts to look at. I suppose so, yeah. But like I said, it's a nuisance. I mean, I haven't really used the wheelchair in... She thinks for a minute. Maybe 7 years? Something like that anyway. A long time. I'm afraid I'm a bit out of practice, don't worry. I'll roll you around, girl. Well, fortunately it's only temporary, right? Emmy nods. Oh yeah, of course. It's not like I've lost them permanently.
but it's a pain in the ass all the same.
I nod sympathetically. There's not much else I can do after all. What am I going to say? I told you so? Although I did tell her to get that leg looked at, but by the time I noticed, it was too late anyway. Do you need help with anything? That is, can I help with anything? Emmy shakes her head, and there's a bit of her usual grin back. Nah, I can manage fine by myself. Yeah, she's a strong, independent woman who, I wanted to say who needs no man, but she needs Hisao, you know? So that doesn't really apply, but nevertheless, we're here for her, and I mean, that's the sort of vibe that I got from her anyway, always, that she'd rather deal with things alone rather than asking for help, but I think she's getting more sort of used to the idea that people are there for her as well. Like, it's not that she doesn't want people to help, but she just feels like I can do it fine on my own and help isn't necessarily required. But there are some things in life where you just can't do things on your own, and it's fine to ask help in those situations, even if it feels not right for you personally. If you can't manage to do it on your own, there's no shame at all in asking help for things. That's what I've learned, at least. Because I had a similar mentality over the years as well, and I might even still have it somewhat, but I'm grown a bit more accustomed to asking for help every now and then. So, yeah, I can manage to find myself. Although, if you want to help me over to my bed, it would save me the trouble of rolling over there myself. I blush, in spite of myself. Emmy giggles.
You're such a prude, Hisao.
I'm not a prude. I just wouldn't want to take advantage of a young woman such as yourself. It's ungentlemanly. I wheel Emmy's chair to her bed and easily scoop her up and deposit her there. Deposit. Oh my god, you're not bringing her to the bank. She quickly sorts herself out and sits on the side. She's actually a little heavier than she looks. It would be rude of me to observe this aloud, of course. Man, you're kind of heavy. Smack! Oh, Emmy hits me with a pillow.
Ass.
Just saying is all. Must be all that running. Yeah, the muscles, right? At the mention of running. Oh no, why did we say that? Emmy's grin falters slightly. Heh.
Well, I guess I won't have to worry about that for a bit. Huh? Maybe I'll lose some weight.
That's what you do to lose weight, right? Cease physical activity?
I'm pretty sure that's what the nerds would recommend.
Speaking of which, are you still going to be showing up there in the mornings? I'd hate to run a lot. Oh.
Aw, shit.
Emmy's sudden interjection, more a disquieted muttering than anything too profane, causes me to look over in shock. She's leaning forward, trying to cover the fact that she's crying by covering her eyes with her hand. Of course, the subdued sobbing makes it pretty obvious that she's crying. Hey, I'm sorry. Forget I said anything, okay? We're kind of... Hisao is kind of not thinking through what he's saying, because it's like he's saying a lot of the wrong things, and then afterwards, oh shit, I messed that up, and then, I mean, at least he recognizes that he messes up, but usually in situations like this, you just sort of have to think twice before you say anything. I place a hand gingerly around her and pull her close. I can think of nothing else to say or do. How do you comfort someone who's just lost their legs again? Emmy wraps me in a hug and stays that way for a while. Sorry. I'm pretty bad at this whole comforting thing, I guess.
Don't say that. I'm fine.
Really? Her voice is slightly muffled by my chest. I pat her head reassuringly. That's the spirit, right? You'll get through this fine. I know it. Besides, I'm here to help you, remember? Emmy lifts her head and stares at me with tear-stained eyes.
Can you? Can you really?
She's grinning lopsidedly, and something sparkles in her gaze. I can't tell if I'm being mocked or not.
Of course, I mean, sure, you're a bit heavy, but
My witty comment is cut off by the sudden press of Emmy's lips on mine. I'm caught off guard, and I'm rewarded by hitting my head on the wall behind her bed.
Ow!
Emmy pulls back, trying to look concerned rather than like she's about to laugh.
Are you okay? Sorry.
I rub my head ruefully and grin back at her. Caught me off guard there. Is that going to become a habit? Am I going to be lectured by Shizune and Misha more? At the mention of the duo, Emmy giggles.
Honestly, those two. If I didn't know why, I'd be utterly confused as to why she hangs around with someone so bossy.
Which one are we talking about?
You know exactly which one, Hisao. Misha's hardly bossy.
So, what's the reason then?
Huh?
The reason why Misha hangs around Shizune? Emmy waves my question off with a smile.
No idea.
I see.
Anyway, you seem to be forgetting the original question, don't you?
Oh yeah, I guess I am. You wouldn't mind giving a guy a little warning, would you? Otherwise, I'm liable to wind up with a concussion. I emphasize the point by rubbing at the back of my head. Emmy giggles madly.
You could wear a helmet.
Wow, that's attractive, right? I'll be like, oh yeah, danger is everywhere around me, gotta wear a helmet. Some kids here do, you know. Oh my god, are they that in danger of bumping their head into, I guess, random inanimate objects that are just, you know, static and just standing still, like the walls and buildings and whatnot? Holy crap. Or I could just take revenge. Oh yeah, I grab a pillow from beside me and whack Emmy over the head. Oh, she tumbles over. Emmy topples off the bed and lands on the floor with a thump. Oh no, we hit too hard. Her arms promptly reappear on the bed and she manages to pull herself back up. She really has a surprising amount of strength in that little body. Her face is turned downwards and away from mine, making me think I might have accidentally hurt her. Emmy, are you okay? You didn't hit your... A hand shoots up and grabs my collar. She pulls me in with a sharp tug, her face now barely an inch away from mine as she grins cheekily. Emmy? She gives me a sharp headbutt, our foreheads making quite a loud thud. What? What the hell? She just headbutted us? Oh my god. I sit back and rub my now sore head as Emmy smirks victoriously.
How's that for revenge, huh?
No fair! You can't take revenge for revenge. Revenge for revenge for revenge is coming. For someone missing most of her legs, Emmy's surprisingly agile. I swipe at her, but she definitely rolls out of the way and lands a hit with her pillow. Of course, the odds are against her. I can stand up for starters. Oof! Oh, Emmy. She looks so it's like an evil happy smile, like I got you now, Hisao. Guess I can't after all. Emmy seems to have effectively tripped me up and is now sitting primly astride me as I lay on my back. I'm not even sure how she managed it.
I win.
Her eyes twinkle mischievously. I've been thoroughly defeated, and by a girl that's a fraction of my size, at that. Then again, being defeated doesn't seem quite so bad. Emmy being positioned over my waist isn't something that I, or my body, can easily ignore. Uh-oh. I open my lips to speak, but Emmy's head darts downwards before I can get so much as a word out. I give no resistance as she presses her mouth to mine. Not that I'd want to. This is different somehow. She pulls back, nips at my lower lip, and reinitiates the embrace. Her tongue darts inside my mouth, exploring. Oh yeah, Emmy, that tongue-on-tongue action. I can feel a warmth spreading through my body as my heart begins to beat faster. My mind starts to go foggy, and I become vaguely aware of my hand traveling up Emmy's blouse. Emmy gasps as I reach her breast. Then there's a giggle, and then I stare up at a grinning Emmy.
Told you. That makes my second win now.
What? That doesn't count? You used feminine wiles.
All's fair in love and war, right? Ha! And you're even blushing. I didn't know you were a blusher, Hisao.
You were blushing too, you know. Probably because of your prudish ways. Look at her winking. Even I've got to admit that this is a stupid thing to say to a woman who is currently straddling me and has been, up until a few seconds ago, playing tonsil hockey with me.
A prude, am I? Well then, let's see who blushes first, shall we?
Oh, I like this game already. I'm not sure whether the tone of her voice terrifies or arouses me, but that question is quickly made rather moot. Oh my god! What? Oh my god, Emmy. I was not expecting this. Okay. Gotta put my editing skills to work again. Oh my god, she's naked. In a motion of practiced ease, the window is open! People can stare! Can we close the window? She peels her blouse off and tosses it carelessly aside. Her bra and skirt quickly follow it onto the floor. Ha! I fight the urge to blush. It's a rather hard task. Escalation, is it? My own shirt follows suit, albeit with some difficulty, thanks to my position. Emmy mock yawns.
You'll have to try harder than...
My heart gently caresses Emmy's bare skin, causing her to shiver. It would seem that my bare hands are acting on their own. Again, if our position had let me, I'd probably have finished her undressing for her. I start to say something about how Emmy's starting to blush, but both of us are very rapidly searching the edge of something very barely holding us back. Conversation grinds to a halt, and I feel my arms losing energy. Neither of us, however, is prepared for this sudden new sensation. An indescribable heat surges through me, coming from both myself and, it seems, Emmy as well. With one hand on my chest to steady herself, and another holding mine to make sure that I can't have my way with her body again, she looks quite pleased with herself. And then, after a moment's hesitation, she moves. And she moves again. And again. As she moves, Emmy's breath hitches. My breathing is starting to come faster, and more raggedly as well. Emmy's body shivers and shudders against mine, and I can feel her starting to lose her balance. It must be hard for her to keep steady because she's missing her legs. I steady her as best as I can, cupping my hands around her backside. It's firm and taut. Makes sense, considering how much she runs. The potential power in those muscles makes them flex as she responds to my touch. What I fail to take into account is the fact that my attempt to steady Emmy kind of slides her forward, and well, it feels amazing. Her panties slide easily against my trousers, and it doesn't take us long to figure out a rhythm. But Emmy refuses to keep to it, going now fast, now slow, now pausing for what seems like an eternity. I'm not sure whether she's doing this to toy with me, or if it's to make her feel better, but I'm well past caring. The heat between us is growing more intense, and I can't hold back a gasp. The noise only seems to drive Emmy along.
I begin to punctuate her movement with some of my own, which causes her modest breast to bounce in time with my movements. Her breath begins to come faster as we continue, my own breathing becoming equally quick. With her eyes closed, her lips pursed expectantly, I just managed to lift myself up for a few moments, our mouths seeking one another, her chest sliding against mine as our sweat mingles. As I flop back down, my trousers are soaked with sweat. I would take them off if I didn't mean stripping what we're doing, or stopping, damn it. We're already done stripping, why did I think of stripping instead of stopping? As I don't want to stop what we're doing, stop this growing pressure, this tickling in the back of my brain. Emmy is sliding faster and faster, panting heavily, her voice seemingly unable to convey what she's feeling. Her body, on the other hand, is doing a fine job. Suddenly she moves a little more erratically as my own breath hitches in my throat, ending in a final desperate thrust that sends me over the edge into a surging feeling I didn't know existed. Oh my god, the clarity! My mind blanks, fills with white noise, and I succumb to the feeling of climax. For a few seconds, everything else in the world falls away except for this amazing feeling of Emmy and I together. And then it passes. The white noise clears, and I am left staring up into the eyes of the girl atop me. For a few minutes, neither of us speaks. The sound of our breathing fills the room, our chests heaving from the experience. She eventually, reluctantly, shifts off of me and sits against the wall. I join her. So, did I blush? I didn't notice. Did I? Emmy shrugs, still breathing a little heavily. Oh my god, put on a shirt, I don't want to edit so much. Okay, never mind. Didn't notice either. Well, maybe we should... Oh my god! Rin, please, no, what? Come on. Has she ever... Never mind. I was about to say something really stupid. Wanted to say, has she ever heard of knocking? But, yeah. Oh my god. Way to ruin the moment, Rin. Although the moment kind of passed already, but still. Oh my god. I need to use your window. My first instinct is to hide, but then I realized that I'm still utterly exhausted and sitting next to a topless Emmy, so there's no running away. Rin's eyes pass over Emmy and me and focus on the window. There was a cloud. A cloud? Rin nods. She doesn't even care. She's like, oh yeah, oh this is normal, what? Emmy's naked, I've seen that before. I was watching it from my window, but it didn't stay in my window. So I need to use your window. Emmy shifts a little, causing me to cough in order to cover up a giggle of my own. How long do you need the window for? We're, busy. Dang, so casual. Like, if anyone else, like, I feel like, I don't know, it just sort of shows how either both of them just don't care or how close they are, that neither of them apparently find this situation to be awkward as hell, which, if you were to imagine this happening to yourself with a friend and, for example, your girlfriend or boyfriend, you can imagine that it would be pretty freaking awkward as hell, right? But I guess it's just Rin and Emmy are just sort of like two different kind of people in that regard, especially Rin. I feel Rin like, well, yeah, she doesn't even know what sex is or whatever. She doesn't even, what? Oh yeah, she can't even touch her boobs. I don't know why I'm even saying stuff like that. Holy shit. Okay, this time I can't contain my laughter. Rin ignores both Emmy and me and peers out of the window. Her shoulders slump, and she looks disappointed. It changed into something else. Disappointing. Emmy is having trouble keeping a straight face. Sorry to hear that, Rin. Could we have a little privacy now, please?
Rin shrugs, as if to say, "Can you?" and hooks her foot around the door, pulling it closed behind her. We both dissolve into raucous laughter, unable to deal with Rin's bizarrely timed visit any other way. After our laughter dies down, I look to Emmy. We're both a total mess. Well... Emmy raises an eyebrow. Well? Again? Oh my god, again? Emmy grins and laughs, and then she nods. We should probably ditch the clothes this time. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's kind of... I mean, the first time, it really depends on a couple and whatnot too, but the first time can be really awkward and whatnot, but I don't know. It just felt really natural for them, I feel, and I don't know, the way it was described and everything, it was just kind of a really beautiful moment, right? That's just how I felt in general. And yeah, I mean, in some games, the sort of the nudity scenes or sex scenes or whatever, they just either feel really forced or just kind of crude sometimes, but here I just feel like it's really tactfully and beautifully done, you know? It really describes the sort of feelings that both of them have for each other, and the love and the relationship in general, rather than just, "I'm gonna fuck your brains out" or whatever. It's nothing like that of the sort, so yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and holy freaking crap. I guess I'll see you in the next video. Alright, peace.